But Uber kind of screwed it all up because Uber, now everyone's getting driven
capitalism.
around. Yeah.
I just thought of my children. Or you're like a middle-class kid getting driven around by a mom.
It used to be you get driven to the airport, which is when you're poor, your friend drops you off at the airport. When you're rich, the town car drops you off at the airport. But then Uber screwed up the joke because now everyone's kind of
Everybody
Uberized.
can do it. Although, it's like $130 to like Uber to LAX now.
I
was
listen,
just shocked by it.
There's a weird. I have a poor person mentality.
Yeah.
And so once in a while, I'll be with someone and they'll go, "Oh, I left my sunglasses or whatever," and then someone will go, "We'll just Uber them over to your house," and I'll go, "That $86 to bring? Yeah, we'll put them. I'll call an Uber. We'll put them in the Uber. They'll bring them over." It's like I'm gonna pay $77 to return this person's sunglasses. For some reason, there's an Uber where no one's in the car. You're just bringing stuff out.
I've had friends that have done that before,
and I'm like, it just feels like an exorbitant amount of money,
right?
For returning something.
And then you have to communicate it to the. I did do that once when my toddler, my second kid at the time, hid my driver's license, and I ended up at O'Hare. Did you know that you can fly with a Costco card and a TSA pre-check?
No, I did not know that.
So apparently, because your Costco card is renewed every year, so it's renewed more frequently than your driver's license. They were like, totally fine that you don't have your driver's license. We know you got to make this flight for a speech in Chicago. And then they were like, also, you have pre-checks, so we've done a background check. You're okay. I think they just gave me a pat down and checked my luggage, right? But then I couldn't get my rental car at O'Hare. And it was a whole process. And I had my husband fax a photo to like a FedEx off-site. And then I had an Uber pick up the FedEx and bring it to the rental car facility. And I remember it was like $30. And I was like, this is ridiculous. Just give me the freaking rental car. It felt like
so many
dumb
damn
to pay
rules.
that money.
All right, stuff to get into. So there's this shooting at the ICE facility that took place very recently, and people were killed. And I've been saying this, and I think
detained immigrants were killed.
Oh, they were. I didn't hear the. Okay, so were they trying to kill detained immigrants?
Well, that was what leftists on X were saying, but then it turned out that no, the guy was actually anti-ICE, and I think he was just a very bad shot.
Right. Okay. So here's the thing that I've been saying for a long time. You are compelling people to take action if you keep talking this way about people who are trying to do a job. There's a way to disagree with people in a way that doesn't compel people to take action, but that's not the way they do it. And so the night before the shooting, Gavin Newsom was on Colbert. By the way, always note the deep leg cross.
You love to talk about the leg cross.
Because it is a competition with...
Did they like color coordinate their suits too?
Progressive guys cross their leg. The only one who'll go deeper than Gavin Newsom is Obama.
Obama does do it pretty deep. He almost can wrap his ankle like around his other foot. He
dislocates his hip on his left side so he can get a little more action.
Very flexible hip flexors.
I think these two guys work with like a Pilates instructor, and like the Pilates instructor, like on the first day, they go, "Are you having back problems or upper back or lower spinal?" And they go, "I want to learn I want to be able to cross my legs like I never had a cock and ball.
I want a virtue signal so much when I go on late night television."
If you saw them with their Pilates instructor, it would all be them sitting on a padded chair and the Pilates guy just forcing the deep leg cross is how you signal to your constituency that you are down because you don't have balls. All right, so here he is. I don't know. I mean, what is this?
He's letting the gray come in a little more. Good for him. He's embracing the age.
Is this good? Is this 10? Thank you. Is this 10 hours before the shooting? I don't know. Maybe it's 12 hours.
I think I'd see
All right,
this.
but here he is. Like if I just woke up, I went to bed whenever Terry Schiavo fell into a coma. And then I just woke up now and I turned this on. I'd go, "What's going on here?" "Well, this is a late night show." And I go, "Who's that?" "Well, he's the governor of California." I'd go, "Oh, what's going on? We got to take up arms." Like, what's we got to go.
He said you have to push back.
Well, not that you got to push back, but he said that unmarked cars and masked guys with no ID
are grabbing people from behind.
Black and brown. It's always black. I don't know what black people. Don't you feel like black people just want to go? Can you just fucking leave me out of this one? Like this isn't us. This isn't us. Like I know you like to say black and brown, black and brown, black. Whatever.
They just got a broad swath.
Everything affects the black and the brown person. You cannot not include the blacks, but I don't know how many blacks qualify for what exactly you're
like how many
Ugandan
immigrants are being rounded up by ICE
and disappeared.
Like Haitian.
Disappeared means what? Give us examples. Who are we talking about? Who? No ID. No nothing. All right. So he's lying. I don't know how much more of this. I'll watch a little more, but sorry.
The chills are fine. Called the Democratic states.
All right.
And he said this literally 10 days after Charlie Kirk was murdered.
There's another
clip. Does he have no sensibility at all?
This is the greatest clip, which is I love the misuse of the word literally. I love it when people go, I was so scared. I jumped out, literally jumped out of my skin. Literally. Okay? Literally jumped out of my skin. It's like, you're not using the word literally correctly. There, he's doing, well, let's listen to this one. This is good. This is a few days before. He's signing a bill. Oh, by the way, I love when Gavin Newsom gets angry. I love indignant Gavin Newsom.
I
love
when
he goes
indignant.
No, he is now. He was nice. There was nice
he
Gavin.
Used to be nice Gavin. I feel like
now
he was nice when nobody pushed back on him.
And now he's like, you always look when he says damn.
Oh yeah.
And he goes, I'm sorry, but these damn.
So tough.
These damn rules. Mm-hmm. And it's like, I can no longer contain myself because he's damn angry about it. It's the whole thing is, it's such a thinly veneered, paper-thin, hollow, tinny act. I would believe one of those plastic owls that they put up on the roof so seagulls don't shit on your restaurant more than I believe this guy's acting. Why is it attractive to people?
It's only attracted to like a small group of people. And I have been hearing some rumblings that some high level Democratic donors do think that he might be the chosen one for 2028 because they think that they can like moderate him a little bit. I honestly think if they were smart, they'd choose Josh Shapiro, but I don't know if they're that smart. He is like the male, he's the male Kamala.
Yes.
Like the lack of empathy and realness. I think that
zero.
There's
soulless.
Zero. It's like it's such a shtick for him. There's not a genuine bone in his body.
But let's hear this one because he uses literally.
People quite literally disappearing.
All right, sorry, you got to go back. Go back to the start. Sorry.
People in mass, people quite literally disappearing. No due process, no rights in a democracy where we have rights.
No rights.
Immigrants have rights.
Immigrants.
And we
We're all immigrants.
have the right to stand up and push back, and that's what
they're
going to
push back.
Here.
All right. So anyway, people are literally disappearing. Like Merlin showed up with a magic wand and went poof, and just also, literally disappearing people.
Is this this guy's been in government for a while? He's like a lawyer. I mean, how due process is for American citizens?
But also, Stephen Colbert or any one of these guys, can you stop them in the middle and go, look?
Of course not.
These people are trying to do a job. Now, maybe you disagree with it, and maybe they do things that you don't agree with on occasion, but they're not just showing up and grabbing Americans and
Turns out we have evidence to show that the people that they're disappearing are people who have, stood with Hamas and other people that have actually killed American citizens.
But also, it's a process. Everyone has a badge. Everyone has a job. Everyone gets processed. There's no rogue agents that are disappearing
I have friends
people.
That work for like FBI SWAT. Turns out when they go in and raid places, like remember that like whole Armenian money laundering thing where they were stealing money from the government from COVID and it was like tens of millions of dollars? They were U.S. citizens. FBI SWAT goes in, they're masked.
Right.
And then those guys get due process because all of that is a part of like the arrest warrant and the procedure to move forward and prosecute them at trial.
Right.
And this is like, they're conflating if you and I, as American citizens, were to get grabbed by masked men on the street from the government is very different than an illegal immigrant with alleged crimes that they have committed on top of illegally crossing the border.
Right. But if you thought...
It's not the same. Like, I'm sorry, guys, you don't have the same rights.
No, they always say your constitutional rights. Well, constitutional rights apply to people who are legal citizens in the United States.
Yeah, but also, if you really break it down, it's super simple. They think Maryland dads are being snatched up off the street in unmarked vans, and we think ex-gangbanger human traffickers are being grabbed by the streets. It's the same guy. They think of him as a friendly Maryland dad. I think of him as a human traffickers in a gang.
And maybe there are some of these people that are in the in-between, right?
Yeah. But listen, there is going to be gray area. And things fall through the cracks. It's just the way it's going to work.
But these are the same people that wanted to arrest people for misinformation online during COVID.
Right.
This is the same guy that prosecuted the guy that did the undercover Planned Parenthood videos when they were selling baby body parts.
Right.
Without all the HIPAA violations on the face of the planet. This is the same guy that wanted to dox, with Kamala Harris, by the way, libertarian and conservative donors here in the state of California. Right. So the due process thing, I just don't believe, because you and I are too informed and have brain cells to see through his BS.
Yeah, I mean, Obama weaponized the IRS against his enemies. I don't know how much process.
Our buddy Dave Rubin.
Yes.
He Newsom and the IRS came after him too.
Yeah, I don't know how much process that you get when the president weaponizes the IRS to go after conservative businesses or whatever.
Lower level staffers.
Yeah. All right, so I just want to see him on Colbert one more time, just the first 40 seconds, just to hear what he says, because this takes place, I don't know, 10 hours before the shooting begins at the ICE facility. It's rogue?
Yeah.
Are these rogue ICE agents, or just rogue citizens or individuals?
With no due process, masked cartel guys round up people in Mexico, too, and he doesn't get too upset about that.
Right. But I love the hyperbole. Everyone's just Tom Homan's just running around with a dart gun shooting people that are brown or black and dragging them in.
But he said there's no hyperbole. Island. He loves that word, too.
There's no.
Literally and hyperbole.
Started from the beginning. He's not exaggerating.
He's proud of a law that doesn't do anything.
Right.
He's got jazz hands, man.
Now here's where the hero part comes in. He steps in. He stands up. But it's a lot of stand up and fight and push back and whatever. And here's what I'm saying on this show. Gavin Newsom is 60 and lying and fucking knows he's lying and knows he is using tons of hyperbole when he says no hyperbole. And everybody over the age of 45 in politics is lying their fucking ass off. He knows what's going on, and all he's doing is lying. Colbert's lying. They're all lying, and they're all just sitting there lying, and they don't care. All the old folks are lying. The people who are doing the shooting are in their 20s. Mm-hmm. So they're not the old guys that are lying. The old guys are lying, and then they're motivating the young guys who are picking up the guns. Because what he's describing, I was kind of thinking about this. One of the best films of all time, although you're far too young to have seen it, Red Dawn.
Excuse me, that's like homeschool material.
Oh, really?
Yeah, the original, the remake. What the hell?
Red Dawn. All right, what happened in Red Dawn? Well, in Red Dawn, what happened is what he's describing is going on in America.
Yeah.
This force swept in, this evil force swept in. They were disappearing people into camps. They're taking over in unmarked trucks. And he's describing essentially what happened to the town in Red Dawn is essentially what's happening in Los Angeles with ICE. And what's happening overall with Trump, it's our own people, but it's Trump doing it and calling the shots. Okay, so who's the hero of the movie in Red Dawn? It's the young kid renegades who hid in the hills, and they would come down on raids.
And drink the deer blood.
And they would shoot up. You did see this movie. They would come in and they would shoot up the bad guys, and then they would leave again. Did anyone go, oh, what's Charlie Sheen doing and Patrick Swayze? Wait a minute, you shot? No, they're the heroes of the movie because the invading, occupying force has taken over the town, and now they're rebelling and they're fighting and they're pushing back and they're yelling, Wolverines! He should just start yelling Wolverines.
But that would be hyperbolic. He would say that that's hyperbolic and that's outrageous.
Right.
And that's like, no, heaven forbid.
So you've convinced a bunch of, through your lies, through your reckless and dangerous lies, you've convinced a bunch of young men to pick up arms and fight. And by the way, if I believed 3 of your syllables, I would go out and fight as well.
Yeah, it's like the whole punch a Nazi in the face.
Right.
Authoritarianism, fascism, lots of freedom, like no due process. These are all really scary things. And from the people that for the last 10 plus years told people like me that conservative speech on college campus is dangerous.
Right.
Now they're trying to say, no, our speech isn't dangerous. Our calls to violence aren't dangerous. Just like on one side of the aisle is that dangerous.
Yeah. I mean, ultimately, Newsom's lying and doing what he does for some reason, seizing something that he thinks important. Colbert's more of a useful idiot. He's just kind of going along with it. How crossed
do you think Colbert's legs are under there? Do you think he's sitting crisscross applesauce?
No.
You think he's...
No, you don't need to cross your legs if no one's watching. If they can't see your legs.
He gets to like man spread under there?
He's man spreading under there.
Okay.
Well, Newsom wouldn't need to cross his legs if they had a desk in front of him.
Oh.
But now that people are watching, you need to know how sensitive he is about how deeply he can cross his legs.
It's kind of the same thing as wearing a mask. If you wear a mask, you care about other people. He's demonstrating in that.
Well, unless you're ICE.
Not if you're ICE.
No, but that leftist way. Yes, a COVID mask.
Yes.
Yeah.
All right, you got news, Alicia Krause?
We do got news. Roseanne Barr is a little upset at ABC allowing Jimmy Kimmel to return. She says it's a double standard and talks about, quote, I got my whole life ruined, no forgiveness, and all of my work stolen, and I was called racist for time and eternity for racially misgendering someone. It just shows how they think, and it's a complete double standard. Of course, back in May of 2018, when she tweeted that former Barack Obama advisor Valerie Jarrett was a product of, quote, Planet of the Apes and of the Muslim Brotherhood, ABC yanked her show off the air despite the fact that it was one of the network's most watched series.
Yeah.
She says she thinks that it's not fair, and she isn't holding her breath. I guess she didn't watch the monologue last night. She said she didn't expect him to apologize. And she said she's been blacklisted ever since. And she thinks it's not fair.
Well, no one will go along with me on this because when subjects of race come around, everybody gets scared. And then everyone who I speak to just disagrees with me instinctively. But you can look up pictures of Valerie Jarrett, and she looks like a middle-aged Armenian woman or something. She does not present as a black woman, is what I would say. I went last night because I was like, and I looked at like 5 pictures, and I just showed my girlfriend. I go, does this look like a black woman? She goes, no. But she's something. She can be, first off, this is America. Like if you talk to her and you went, what's your nationality? And she went, my dad's from Honduras and my mom is Dutch. I'd go, well, there you go. Like I would go, you liar, you're black. She doesn't, you can go to the page, the Google image page and look at 9 pictures of her and she doesn't present as a black woman. But
she's a protected class because she's a leftist who worked for their like demigod,
right?
Barack Obama.
But when Roseanne Barr makes the Planet of the Apes reference, and really that's what gets her is the race component, and then Roseanne goes, "I didn't know the bitch was black." Later on, that was her apology. I would not know this is a black woman either by looking at pictures of her. I would assume she's something, but everybody in the United States is something Do you know what I mean? Like, there's plenty of swarthy. If you got most Americans, you went, Valerie Jarrett, what is she? Quick. They'd go Armenian, I guess, who? Or Hispanic. They'd go who?
They would say who, and then you say this lady, she worked for Barack Obama.
Well, okay. Go to the middle picture where she's standing next to an actual black woman.
Like she's with Michelle and Barack right there.
Go next, or the middle. I use the word middle. Go to the middle picture. Well, you're going to have to go down because you moved it. Go to the middle where she's standing. All right. That's what a black woman looks like. This looks like a picture of a Hispanic woman standing next to a black woman or man. I don't know exactly what it is anymore. But the whole point is yes,
identifies as a woman.
She was railroaded. There's no doubt.
And so, and I get it's like it's two things can be true at once. You can be, against the Roseanne cancellation and also against the Kimmel cancellation.
I think if you're being consistent, you should be.
Right.
But you can't cheer one and not the other.
Well, yeah. And that's what people are kind of saying. And I think that's why you have people kind of on our side of the aisle that are like, yeah, it's time that they get what they deserve. Because for so long, like in one of our other news stories, we have, all these people that were canceled and blocked on YouTube at the behest of the Biden administration, by the way, that are finally having their comeuppance.
This is my
Google
whole
reinstating their YouTube accounts years after they were banned for misinformation.
Okay. This is my whole thing with the whole Mark Ruffalos of the world. Please spare me your fucking constitutional arguments all the time and your crocodile tears. This is the Biden administration going to big tech and deplatforming people who disagree essentially with whatever message he may be putting out on any subject.
It happened to Jay Bhattacharya, Ben Shapiro, Dave Rubin, Stephen Crowder.
And you said nothing.
Yep.
You said nothing. Yep. You didn't say a fucking word. Yep. So please stop trying to convince me that you're interested in this. Because I did not hear a peep during COVID out of any of these people.
Or even now that it's like
out.
Public information that Google is admitting that the Biden administration pressed them.
Right.
Like Google's like, yeah, they actually did.
No, I sent a tweet out to, I think it was, I know, Mike Birbiglia did a thing where comedians need to raise their voice. And I said, you didn't say shit during COVID. You said nothing, and you wanted to shut up comedians who did want to say something during COVID. So don't give me the raise the voices comedian thing. Why don't you just say we're going to cherry pick our subjects and decide whether we should be patriotic or not?
If somebody's on our side or not.
Right. And then we'll speak as comedians.
By the way, this wasn't just during COVID. This also was this Republican-led investigation, of course, this committee was looking into big tech companies, including Google, that censored and suppressed content on their platforms related not just to COVID-19, but also the 2020 election and Hunter Biden.
Oh, Hunter Biden. That didn't turn out. Oh, wait a minute. Yeah, my whole thing is just be consistent.
Yeah,
be outraged if you think the government got involved with Kimmel's firing, and then be outraged now
at Meta and Google for this same bullshit.
And Biden.
Yep.
Be outraged over this because this is a bigger government overreach.
Yep.
But you'll never say a word about it.
But it doesn't, you're right, it is a bigger government overreach because it didn't just affect like A-listers on the right side of the aisle. It affected people like my mom and my grandpa and my uncle. Like it affected if anything, one might outrage you more than the other because it affected not just the people with millions of dollars and millions of followers, but your average American that was utilizing these systems that they thought allowed them to have free expression that was suppressing it the whole entire time.
Yes. All right. Give me one more before we bring her.
You want to talk about Miss Kamala Harris?
Yeah, she's great.
She says she now has concerns about trans student athletes and that Republicans misrepresented her take on trans issues during the campaign.
Wait. I got a philosophical question. I'll ask you, Dawson. I'll ask you too, Alicia. Who at their core is more hollow and sort of less genuine and more just paper thin? Is it Gavin Newsom or is it Kamala Harris? Like who? Here's what I want to say. Let's just say I have a graduated cylinder. You were homeschooled. You didn't have a Bunsen burner. I went to public school. I went to biology.
My tax dollars paid for you to have a Bunsen burner?
I failed Mr. Diliberti's biology class, but I have a graduated cylinder. Are you ready, Dawson? And are you ready, Alicia Krause?
Okay, all right, here we go.
It's a graduated cylinder, and there's lines on it all the way up, and it's measured. It's there to measure liquid, to see how high I get up there. Mm-hmm. And at the top, it says authentic person liquid. Okay. If I put...
God forgot to give that to Kamala.
If I put Gavin Newsom in a Cuisinart, and I know he's heavier than her, but let's erase that. I put Gavin Newsom in a Cuisinart, and I put Kamala Harris in a Cuisinart, and I made them into liquid, and then we dumped it into this graduated cylinder. Who would be more closer to a human? Who would get closer to the top of that? Now, they both be remarkably low.
True.
Right?
I would actually give it to Gavin.
You think he'd get up a little higher?
I think he would.
I think
he might too.
Right? You know why I say that? Because I think he's still kind of friendly with his ex-wife, Kimberly Guilfoyle. So I think that there's like a small dose of like normal humanity still left in that soulless body.
Right. And he doesn't have... He has kids.
It's like he's the Saja boy.
She doesn't have kids, right?
Demon hunters, and he might be able to.
She has
saved.
Doug Emhoff's kids.
Yeah,
here's the problem.
Kids.
She what?
She's step. She's
right,
step.
No kids for a woman is a little bit of a marker of less in the beaker, the cylinder. But go ahead.
Here's the problem: when you blend up Gavin Newsom, evil just turns into a gas form and escapes and takes a lot of that with you. I think Kamala is more of a person. I think she's a dumb person. I think Gavin is incredibly smart and calculated, and he knows the shit that he's doing. He's not
incredibly smart though, because he can't answer a question.
Because he knows he's wrong.
Yeah, he doesn't want to.
I know, but people. Hannibal Lecter was wrong too, but he could answer the question. You know what I mean? Like
Well, this is
I agree with you. He has little flashes of intelligence, but he also, when you're wrong, you get your shit together and you come up with an answer. He has maybe that was just
Kamala
me.
Couldn't do that either.
That's true. And she has no kids, which is a little soulless there. Tough.
Okay. Just as the woman in the room, I'm going to say some women might want kids and don't have kids, and some women have step kids, and some women have foster kids and adopted kids, and they're all
well, listen,
Gavin banged his campaign manager's wife.
Yeah, foster kids and adopted kids, that gets you higher up than gets you more in the cylinder.
Like sainthood in my
that's right. Mm-hmm. If Kamala Harris went, look, I have an
unless you're Amy Coney Barrett, because then the left doesn't
then
like
they
that.
hate you, right? But if Kamala Harris said, look, I have reproductive issues, but I adopted a bunch of kids from Biafra or something, I'd be like,
then
oh,
she
she's
would have
more
of the human
more
serum.
juice. All right, so you got. More.
I think you could forego the Cuisinart and blend Gavin in one of those magic bullets, and that's all he's going to get in the graduated cylinder. He's not a human.
Actual bullet. Okay, no, you say.
Although
you say Gavin more in the beaker.
Mm-hmm.
Well, that's a graduated cylinder, but yes,
it's a graduate, just based solely on his relationships. Right? Like his relationships that he has with people on the other side of the aisle.
I believe he's a good dad. I believe, he has kids. I believe he cares about his kids. And I think he has some sort of thing where he's not a bad guy. But we're getting to the point, and I think we need to get to this point, which is bad guys with bad and dangerous ideas are still dangerous people. Even if they come in a friendly package, or even if their heart is in the right place, you are you're a politician with a heart of gold who wants to give the young 17-year-old from the wrong side of the tracks a new lease on life, even though he's been arrested 14 times. So you turn him loose and he fucking stabs a citizen. Yeah. I'm sorry, heart of gold person. That still makes you a bad person.
Yeah, the intent wasn't there, but the result of it is the hellscape that is California.
Yes. By the way, I just want to be clear that a magic bullet is a type of blender.
Not a vibrator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, if it was, oh boy. I'm going to meet that lady.
He and Kamala have a similar answer though on the trans issue. It's like they say that they have concerns about it and it's not fair, but they don't give like a straight up answer about what they're going to do.
Gavin has to straddle a line of saying he's into fairness and it's not fair, but then he won't physically verbally take a stand on anything. Yeah.
Or tell the California Sports Commission to, not let...
saying it's an issue of fairness is very ambiguous because both sides argue it's unfair that my daughter, who's now my son, or my son that's now can't compete against, so it's a cop-out zero answer.
It is. Kamala said, quote, "I agree with the concerns expressed by parents and players that we have to take into account biological factors such as muscle mass and unfair student athletic advantage when we determine who plays on which teams, especially in contact sports." But she continued, "With goodwill and common sense, I believe that we can come up with ways to do this without vilifying and demonizing children."
Nobody vilifies and demonizes. They just go, we don't want people. We'll do a little news.
Yeah.
Marshall, hang out, and we'll see what's going on in the world.
So 2 men have been charged with murder in the Kansas City Chiefs Super Bowl parade shooting.
Yeah.
That killed 1 woman and injured more than 20 people last week.
2 men.
2 men. Remember, they 2 juveniles were charged?
Yeah. Well, problem is when you say man, I thought, of course, it wasn't a woman that did the shooting, but 2
compared
adults.
to the 2 adult men.
Okay.
Compared to the 2 juveniles who were charged. So the story is that it was just because they were looking at each other weird. Like 4 guys come up to one guy and go, "Hey, why are you staring at us?" And he's just like, "Why are you staring at me?" And then guns drawn, and they just start shooting.
There's got to be a higher threshold for shooting. You know what I mean? It can't just be a glance. It's got disrespected me or some.
Yeah, they were arguing about why they were staring at each other.
That's such a. Also, it doesn't seem like celebratory Chiefs fans. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like it's weird that they even showed up.
Yeah.
Like it's just a bunch of people who want to drink some beers and have a good time and celebrate a Super Bowl victory. So there are 2 adults in this mix.
Yes. And one of the guys who opened fire said it was stupid. I just pulled out a gun and started shooting. I shouldn't have done it. Yeah, so he regrets that he had a Glock 9mm handgun.
Did he even hit any of the people he was aiming at? I felt like he hit everyone but the person he was aiming at.
No. Both guys who are charged are in the hospital right now, so they both got hit.
But then what was the first week and a half of news about 2 juveniles? They were charged. They at a news conference, prosecutors will not clarify if those minors had any connection to the adults. So they're still. All right, but here's what I'm saying with the news. It was a week and a half of 2 juveniles did the shooting and are in custody, but we can't give you their name because they're juveniles. Right. There wasn't any talk about adults that were in hospitals that had been shot.
Right.
And there was tape of the one guy running and everyone tackled him.
Yeah.
That guy didn't look like he got hit by anything.
Right.
But why did it take a week and a half to figure out that there were 2 adult males who did the shooting and were in the hospital?
That is the big question.
I think
so. Yeah. So he
do a little better job of sorting.
Yes, and also the guy said he told detectives that he hesitated shooting because he knew there were kids around. But then he heard somebody yell, "I'm going to get you," which he took to mean, "Oh, they're going to kill me. I better shoot this guy first." And as he was running away, decided to just start firing.
As he was running away?
As the guy who said, "I'm going to get you," started running away, he's like, "Oh, I'm still going to fire at him."
In this just huge group, like a throng of humanity.
Yeah.
There's little to no chance your bullets would find their mark. They're probably going to hit some kids and a poor woman. It just... here's my thing. My feeling is I put crime in sort of 2 separate baskets. There's the crime of the wife that's poisoning the husband, who's trying to collect the insurance. There's the crime of the guy who's going to set his dry cleaning business on fire so he can collect. There's sort of motivated stuff, right? And then there's also like I'm going to rob this person who's at the ATM, but it's motivated by something. And then there's, I'm going to push this person onto the tracks of the subway, and I've never met this person before.
Yeah.
Or I'm going to just start randomly firing. Those people I want pulled out of society. Those are the scariest people amongst us. Those are the serial killers in society.
Acting on impulse
But this
alone.
guy adds dumb.
Yeah, well, dumb with a gun pulled out.
I mean, he admitted to it. First of all, he confessed.
Yes.
I just pulled out a Glock and started shooting. It's pretty much, you're just signing the ticket to go to jail. There's no more to discuss. Who does that?
Right.
Even if you did. No, I didn't, or I don't. He's not
dumb
saying
guy
that.
does it.
Nothing
needs
did he?
to-
But
yeah.
a guy who would shoot into a crowd is a guy who would say, yes, I did it. Take me away.
Yeah. So the random violent people are the people. There was a tape from the subway where a guy was playing a cello and this chick just came up and whacked him on the back of the head with a metal water bottle. And it's like, I want her out. I want her out too. I want any rando physical crime people and there's nothing in it for them. Like if somebody said, I will give you $100,000 to go to the Chiefs game and start firing indiscriminately into the crowd, at least I could wrap my mind around that. This is not that. All the rando
we don't
physical
know.
stuff.
We don't know just how disrespectful those stares were. I mean, we need the
That's
tape
true.
so we can see, because there are people who I can imagine who would look at me and I'd probably want to shoot them.
Like how high was that eyebrow up?
Just what?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why,
I almost got triggered. I almost triggered. I started reaching for my piece.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, true. All right.
Yeah. So remember, police did know something. Because remember, initially they were like, "Hey, this is not a terrorist threat. This is a."
But who are the
terrorist
two
attack."
Juveniles now?
They still haven't. Yeah, we're still
okay.
waiting on that information.
Well, they weren't fast enough to get away. That's
Yeah.
Right. Right. So Neuralink, that's the microchip that Elon Musk has been putting into, or wants to put into people's brains, and they tested it on a guy, and he said he's recovering. He actually made a full recovery. Well, now Elon is saying that this guy with a microchip in his brain can control a computer mouse using only his mind. So that's how far we're getting now.
I would like to be able to control not a mouse, but I would like to be able to control rats with my mind. I could take over New York City. I'm sure. I know it's not the same thing.
I thought you need like a flute for that.
Yeah, Piper will work nicely for that. There was a movie called Willard,
Right, that's
where there was a guy
Michael
had
Jackson.
Dominion.
You could have
Ben.
sing to Ben. And,
The two of us look no more.
You want to control rats? That's what you want to.
I think I could take over. Like Aquaman's a chump because he just controls, pike and whales
You're
and
so
otters
limited.
and shit. But if I'm not in the ocean, then you're screwed, Aquaman. There's only so much you can do. You know what I mean? I'm not most of us, but rats, you could take over New York City.
so are you Rat Man or Piper dude?
Well, I would say things like this. I would say to like local businesses, hey, you got a nice pizza place here, and you would pay an exterminator to make sure there wasn't any cockroaches or rats or anything that would hurt business. So, for the stipend a month, I can make sure the rats don't, hang out in your pizza parlor, and $149 a month, and then I just go across the street.
At least not in the front. We won't let them, You'll have the rats, but we won't let them come out in the front.
I talked to city officials. I'd get on the payroll. I think I could work something.
Yeah.
With dominion over the rats. But anyway, he can control a mouse.
A computer mouse, sorry.
Okay. Yeah, okay. Because
I realized just what happened.
Controlling one mouse, it's really not going to get you far. Yeah. Yeah, so
person.
now everyone...
It's about the size of a quarter. It goes on your brain.
Everyone's worried about the future now, and rightfully so.
But haven't you already thought about something and then go to your computer and the first thing that comes up on Google is what you thought about? It's like, I'm thinking about buying a car.
Yeah.
And you say, hey, there's the car I'm thinking about. It gets kind of spooky after a while. I think we can all probably move our mice with our minds.
I think I think everything is, this is good because people that are disabled will be able to do X, Y, and Z, but it always ends up somewhere. And that's the part we got to worry about, right?
I don't know if we can worry about it.
You don't have kids, right?
Used to be in the phone book, right?
Yeah.
Everybody's name was in the phone book. Well, now we're just digitally phone booked.
Yeah. Nah, I mean, I don't think, and not so much now, but my kids there might be something negative that comes from this. That's all I'm saying.
Holograms from your eyes. How bad could that be?
I'm thinking more about AI and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't have faith in the system anymore.
Have AI write you a joke. It's the funniest thing.
We did. I'm scared that AI would be funnier than me, and so I don't want to do that.
You don't want to give AI that satisfaction.
Oh, I like to get it to write poetry. It writes really good poetry.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Anything, Write me a poem about a duck with a job.
It would do it.
Sure.
Huh. What if I could control a duck?
With your mind?
I don't think there's much money as rats, but I don't know.
Get the air.
Yeah, that's true. We do get the air.
The sky.
True. We get the sky. All right. Good for you, Elon.
Well, speaking of kids, so Alabama, they just had this unusual ruling, a first of its kind decision, where they declared that frozen embryos are entitled to the same protection as humans, and those who destroy them can be held liable for wrongful death. So this stems from two lawsuits filed by 3 parents who underwent in vitro fertilization. Mm-hmm. And the frozen embryos were being stored in a fridge at a hospital, and a patient walks in to the unsecured doorway, removes some of these embryos, gets freezer burned because it's so cold, drops them, and the embryos are destroyed. So these parents are suing for wrongful death. And they didn't get it. The suit was dismissed.
A patient walked in.
Yeah, a patient walked in.
Who thought they were going to get a popsicle, or they're just under dementia
unclear,
or
just
something?
Went through an unsecured doorway, removed several embryos.
I think he was related to the guy who shot through the crowd.
Not smart.
Yeah.
Right. And so
frozen embryos on a stick is what he was looking for.
So the state Supreme Court decided to now declare that embryos are considered children, and this is affecting all IVF in Alabama. Now everyone's scared to do IVF. They're very cautious.
How much of that is going on in Alabama? I feel like that's a California process there. But wow, I don't know. I feel like you need some rules in terms of when a human is a human, but I don't know at that. But do you get manslaughter? Do you get murder? Like, you can't get murder one. And are they saying that the patient who dropped the vials of embryo is going to be charged with murder one?
I think the hospital is going to be charged with the wrongful death of a minor.
Yeah, but is this a money grab? Like, are they just...
I don't think so. These people think, they have all this money and all this time put into these embryos and they get destroyed. And I think there's an emotional...
Well, yeah, but you get more money if they killed your son versus killed this unviable thing, or this non...
Well, yeah, or your dog.
Yeah, you get more with your son than with your dog. This is what I'm saying. Like it would behoove the people that are suing the hospital to go as high as they can up the food chain in terms of damages. So, when you talk to attorney Mark Garagos, you go, what's this case worth? What's that case worth? And the answer is, what are the damages? What are the damages? Like when they were trying to figure out who got paid on 9/11, the guy was like, well, this guy was he worked for a Wall Street firm and he got killed and he made $500,000 a year, but that guy was a janitor, so he didn't lose as much. So they put a number to everything and they go, what are the damages? When the LAPD guy shoots the gardener, they go, all right, well, that guy made $30,000 a year. If it was 51, three times 20. He's entitled to $600,000.
Yeah,
that's what they
value. They value the.
They put a number on.
But what happens when you don't know when life begins. I mean, can you have a mother suing her son or because she washed his socks and now won't have grandkids or something?
Oh, yeah, his socks. I got you. Yeah, it's hard. It's a slippery sock.
Yeah, no, it is.
It's a stiff sock.
It's a stiff and slippery sock.
I don't think it'll stand up to scrutiny.
No, that sock would stand up, but not to scrutiny.
No.
Yeah. All right. Next story.
Okay, so less than 2 weeks after it became public that Taylor Swift sent a cease and desist to college student Jack Sweeney, demanding that he stop publicizing data about her private jet flights. Mm-hmm. He has lawyered up, and he's going to fight it.
Yeah, because it's public information.
That's his argument. It's like, look, I'm just putting out what is already public.
He's just curating what's already on the internet.
So, but I mean, you're going against Taylor Swift.
I know.
Do you stand a chance?
Well, she's got her minions and she's got her attorneys.
I'm sure her attorneys are very good.
Guy?
Yeah,
but I think he knows what he's doing. I think he understands this is a publicity thing. I'm more interested in on this commercial airline flight. When somebody tweeted this to me, there was a commercial airline flight where the tailwinds were so fast, the plane got up over 800 miles an hour, which is
there's video of it, Byron.
Insane.
Can you feel that from the inside? Do you know you're going that fast?
They were shaking pretty good.
They were grasping the seats in front of them.
Yeah. Now, it would be in that case where they would tell you they suspended drink service, but I feel like now more than ever.
We need the
You know what I mean? If there's ever a time I needed a pop, it is right now.
How long have we had that drinking problem?
Right. So what people may not realize is, a commercial jet goes like 540, 550 miles an hour. Speed of sound varies a little bit depending on what your elevation, sea level, and stuff like that. But
I have no clue.
Speed of sound is probably 640 or 650 or something. So that plane is going faster than the speed of sound.
767 is speed of sound.
Oh, it's not. It doesn't move around.
Oh, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's lighter in the higher altitudes.
Is there a what's the lowest speed of sound? I thought it was in the 6s.
Let's see. So
you're faster than the speed of sound anyway.
Right.
At 802 or 3 or whatever they're doing.
It varies greatly from 660 to
Well, see, just Google me right.
Yeah, to 790.
All right. So yeah, it varies, but you can break the speed of sound in the mid
Right.
660.
Yes, these winds are going up to 265 miles per hour. They got to their destination 45 minutes early.
Yeah. But also, I would be kind of freaked out once we're going 803 miles an hour because I don't know what that airframe is good for. Those planes are designed to go 550. You just tacked another 250 miles an hour onto that airframe, and I don't know if it's made for it.
And what about the plane in front of you?
You're going to rear end that guy, screw his bumper up. They're all going to claim whiplash.
You want to see it?
Yeah, we'll watch it.
It's shaking. You got some speed wobbles there. Don't order the martini.
Let me tell you, that's where I gather up a couple alcoholics from Coach and I go, let's roll. And they're like, what's the deal? They got the drink card up there. We're going to make a move.
Synchronize your watches.
You're going for the fingers. You're going for the cockpit? No, we're going for the mini vodkas. Now, who's with me? Let's roll. That'll be the last words. We all charged a drink card. Yeah, that would scare the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And I would be okay if the pilot got on the blower and, gave a few words of encouragement here.
Yeah, we want him to take his hands off the little rudder thing and just, comfort us.
The yoke, they call it.
The yoke, yeah. There's two of them in there.
I tell the co-pilot to get on the blower.
He's sitting up there going, fuck? And you want me to get on the mic.
The co-pilot had any kind of sense of humor, he would use that moment to talk about the rewards mileage plus with the Visa card. We know you got a lot of choices. Those in the Platinum Club will get 3,000 reward miles to any destination in the contiguous United States. I'd just give the whole speech right then, just to have everyone would be
There's a guy in the back of the plane who wants you to make an announcement right now.
I think my thing would work because I think if they usually do the spiel where they're telling you to get the United Rewards card, the Visa card, or whatever. That's when they're coming down. I would say to the co-pilot, just do it now. And he'd go, how's that going to help? And I'd go, people are going to be so fucking confused. They're just going to take their mind off this.
Yeah, now they'll be mad at you.
They're going to think it's business as usual. They're going to think we're just not a care in the world up here. We're just going about our business here.
Ladies and gentlemen, we've picked up a little speed.
And looks like we're going to arrive at a destination about 45 minutes early. So now would be the time for me to tell you about the Visa Platinum card with American miles.
Get 900 extra miles.
Go right into it. It would work. If I was making my move for the booze cart, I would probably pause and be like, what the fuck was he talking about?
Yeah, he could have saved all the booze on the plane,
That's right. Mm-hmm.
So you're going to have a mutiny and make the guy comfort you.
For the greater good.
Not a mutiny. I could pick the alcoholics out and they'd be white knuckling it back there, and I'd just pick a few of them out and I'd go, let's roll.
I think the alcoholics would be fine with it. Like,
yeah, but they don't have any booze.
Oh, okay.
Right, there's no service right now.
You need booze. That's why we got to roll, Marshall.
Yeah, but they're probably drunk. Maybe that's why we in this problem. The pilot's up there drunk.
Yeah, they don't control the tailwinds.
How do we know he belonged in that airspace anyway?
Oh, could have been at the wrong altitude.
Yeah, no, you made a wrong turn. It's happened to you.
Sure, I've turned down the wrong street.
You turned down the wrong street and
200 knots worth of tailwind.
What would meet us when we made that turn, what we imagined is different for you and me. The danger, I would imagine, making a wrong turn, ending up someplace, might be a little different.
You both panic differently.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, if there's any time you needed some booze, it'd be on that flight. Better than anyone who was born before you in any other country ever.
No doubt.
So fucking get over it and get to fucking work and shut up.
Exactly.
Thank you. Jesus Christ. Oh, women. Oppressed. You live 7 years longer than us. How oppressed can you be? You get a break on your car insurance. Oh. And you're worried about living your best life. We're worried about providing the money so you can live your best life.
No doubt.
You're just worried about living your best life.
No doubt.
I'm going for fair to middling in the life department. I'm not worried about my best. That's not even on the table. God damn. People always would say to me, they'd go, oh, you work so hard. Like, when are you going to have enough money or whatever? I go, when I can live the life my wife and kids lead, and dog for that matter, then I will have enough money. But I don't have enough money for that. I have enough so they can live that life, but not me. I got to go on the fucking road.
Yeah, yeah.
Other than that, no thoughts.
No thoughts.
All right.
So in Nashville, there's a grandfather who ate only McDonald's for 100 days straight. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. And he went from 238 pounds to 179 pounds. So about 58 pounds.
He didn't get supersized. He went the other way.
He went the other way. And
How much did he? He went from 238 to
179.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He went with a regular cheeseburger though. He didn't go with a quarter pounder or a Big Mac.
Right. Well, so he did fries and burgers, apple fritters. He didn't. But the thing is, he didn't do soda, and he didn't consume alcohol or do snacks either during the 100 days. So he actually lost weight. And people.
Well, he was missing the best meal, which is the sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin.
Oh, it's the best.
And the hash brown. I mean, come on. What was he doing? You got to eat the hash brown.
Was he hooked up to a Pilates machine like the entire time, or was he just going about his normal day?
It just says went about his day. Just didn't. So the reason these people are studying him is because he went on TikTok and now people are like, how did this happen? Because there's that Supersize movie where I think it was Morgan Spurlock. He got super fat doing it, and so he's now making the rounds on like the Today Show and saying his secret to success was he would eat only half the provided food in each meal.
That's him there.
Oh,
Yeah.
Wait a minute. This is an old story, right? We talked about this 4 months ago. This guy
It was probably when he started.
made.
Now he's
the
out
rounds.
with the weight loss.
Oh, there's something.
He looks like he's holding
not
his breath
new about
there.
this
I don't know.
story.
Published about less than a week ago. So
It
sounds familiar.
It's
people
out.
have done this. People have
Maybe
tried this.
another guy did it. I think the guy we're thinking of was a coach or something. But anyway, I like these challenges. But I'd go In-N-Out Burger. On my
Yeah.
Oh
challenge.
yeah, if you had to choose. Well,
Double.
That's
so
right.
I hit up our fitness consultant Vinny about this story, and he says that this is a complete hoax. Yeah, he says that this is the McDonald's version of Jared from Subway. He speaks a little too polished on these shows, a little too well thought out, a little too well spoken. So he smells a rat.
He's shilling for McDonald's.
Yeah, that's what Vinny thinks.
That's kind of interesting.
Yeah.
I think that could be photoshopped as well. It looks kind of photoshopped.
AI, Photoshop, it's all there.
Yeah. I haven't had McDonald's in a million years.
Oh, the breakfast is just so good. Breakfast.
Kevin's down with
It's the only reason to go.
sausage.
The
really.
Egg McMuffin. First off, I'll tell you what I do love.
Sausage. You got to go sausage.
You got to go sausage, and not the Canadian bacon.
And by the way, you take that hash brown, you stick it right in the middle.
Oh, really?
Oh yeah, you put it right in the middle of the
gussing it up.
sandwich, and it's just.
You go full turducken.
Oh yeah, go right in, man.
I'll tell you what I'm a fucking sucker for. The griddle egg hoop. The formed egg. I love the fact that they got an egg. You know, all you
In the
folks
hoop.
that do the egg, like there are places you can go to Fat Burger or whatever and get an egg, but that's just a fried egg. That's just a sloppy perimeter fried egg.
Free-formed egg.
Freeformed
They put
fried
it in the
egg.
hoop.
I
Yeah.
like the hoop. I love the formed egg because it gives it thickness. The other plain fried egg, that just drifts off.
Yeah.
That's just a song that'll never end.
Yeah.
It's just, and at some point you're eating egg white that's a 1/16 of an inch thick. There's
Yeah.
no good. And then it gets a little tough at the end.
No doubt.
You need the formed
You need the hoop.
We
You need
need
the hoop.
boundaries, people.
That's
Yeah.
what it is. It's an egg boundary.
Yeah.
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 I got to get one of those hoops for myself.
You need a home hoop.
I need a home hoop. I need an egg hoop.
You'll never be able to recreate it though, but why? You know what I mean?
I mean, I don't think that there's much to it, right? It's
you
just
get
a
the
little hoop.
the genius is the English muffin,
Yeah.
and then
You could do better with the muffin, I think. You know, you get
You
some
could step
Thomases.
up.
I think you could step up the muffin a little
It
bit.
may be too nookie and cranny.
The sausage, I don't know if you could make better.
No.
That's really good. And you're not going to do better with the hash brown.
I argue with people about this all the time. They like the link sausage better than the round, flat patty sausage.
Not in a sandwich.
Not in the sandwich.
No, not in a
And
Sammy.
Link sausage is uncookable. You put 9
Yeah.
of them in the pan, you forget about it, and the one side burns.
Yeah, you
and then
gotta
you
roll
try
it
to roll
constantly.
it, but it rolls over to the burnt side again.
Yeah.
The patty, easy to do. Round, I'll bet you when they design the egg form, the egg hoop, they probably took the sausage patty and they threw like a protractor on it or something. Some guy really worked it out and went, this egg hoop needs to be the exact circumference of the patty because that's the key.
That's the brilliance
And
of it.
I don't even like American cheese, but somehow it works in this environment.
No
in this,
doubt. That's why I always say extra cheese on it. You could ask for extra cheese. It's better.
Now
you
you've been
get two.
American cheese is the only way to go in the situation.
Yes.
Even though it'd be my last choice if I was just sitting around eating cheese.
Well,
because the
American cheese is good for two things: a cheeseburger and a grilled cheese. Actually, 3 things because you need it on
Yeah.
that egg sandwich.
Yeah, American cheese is an enhancer. You don't. It's not something you eat all by itself.
Right.
It enhances
Provolone stands alone. But American, that's an enhancer.
Yeah.
Then the
It's
American,
it's kind of a dying cheese too, you know. I mean,
It's a shame.
it's only the cheeseburger that's keeping it going nowadays. It really is. People are eating less and less American cheese.
can I say this about the Egg McMuffin or the sausage McMuffin
Yeah.
and McDonald's in general? There's a certain amount of a synthetic vibe to it that is the reason we love it. There's American cheese doesn't really taste like good cheese. It's got a little syntho, Faco, whatever. The Egg McMuffin, the one you make at home, it's like, you ever have anyone ever try to make like an orange Julius at home? It's fine, but it's not synthesized. You need some of that, like orange dye number 14 or the corn syrup or something.
Maybe.
The thing about the Egg McMuffin, it's a little synthesized. You could do it. Yeah. You could get good eggs and good, good muffins, and you could get good everything and make it at home, organic. And it wouldn't taste as good because it's too good. It needs a little chemical vibe to it.
Could you throw brie on a sausage, egg, and cheese McMuffin?
No.
Too fancy.
Too fancy.
Yeah. Kind of sounds good, though. I don't know.
Now, so you go with the extra cheese. You go
I love any cheese.
Me too.
Of course. Oh, man, I love cheese.
All right, sorry.
I like cheese that smells like dog shit, but it just tastes delicious, like a Limburger. You ever have Limburger?
Oh, it's the stinkiest cheese, right?
Who stepped in the, am I allowed to curse on you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Limburger.
So, I mean, it smells bad, but when you taste it, it's delicious. It's the weirdest thing.
Yeah, I went to a cheese shop, and she was explaining all the cheeses. Oh, if you look at the veins in this cheese, I'm like, I don't want veins in my cheese.
Cheese shouldn't have veins.
No.
Man, I want a sausage McMuffin. Bad.
Yeah. By the way, I
want that egg forming.
Next time I come on the show, I'll bring you one.
Do they use the egg forming hoop? I know you worked at McDonald's, but I remember seeing like a video of them. They just get a frozen cylinder of egg, and they just slice it into that shape.
Oh, really?
They don't crack an egg into that?
No, they're not making the egg to order. Are you kidding me?
Oh, no.
It's McDonald's.
I got to tell you.
But you work there, so maybe they do it different. Maybe you know better than I do.
Did you work there?
Yeah.
Awesome.
I worked the griddle, so I know my way around the searing and the flipping and the adding of the onions, and made the Big Macs and made the quarter pounders, and I stood over that goddamn griddle. In the valley, Johnny Drama.
Oh, man, that must have been rough in the summer.
It's literally.
I hope you hydrated.
It's a slab of steel that's an inch thick, 3 foot wide, and 2 foot deep, and you just stand over it.
And it's
the whole time.
1,000 degrees.
Oh, and my
that's the salt. It's the sweat from
my manager.
Yeah, that's what's so good about those burgers.
My manager, Ken, would always tell me to put the plastic smock on. But I'm already standing there wearing.
Oh, that's great for the sweat. It really keeps the sweat.
That thing really breathes.
You're wearing the outfit in 1980 when I was there.
Dude, you're
is brown polyester. You're wearing a polyester gi.
I remember that.
You're wearing polyester slacks. You want to talk about uncomfortable? Let's try to figure out. Let's really define discomfort.
Yeah.
The grill. You guys think standing in front of like one frying pan you can heat up a little, like making bacon or something. This is 3 sewer grates, manhole covers, just red hot. You're just standing. Your job is to lean over it for 8 hours, right?
In the most flammable clothing.
They had put on the polyester jacket, polyester pants. Then they had a rule. The rule was, back in the day, no rubber-soled shoes. They didn't want you wearing sneakers with their outfit, like they were fine dining or something, So they go, look, here's the deal. You need leather-soled shoes.
Wow.
Leather-soled shoes. And I'm like, I don't have...
I work at McDonald's.
I'm applying for a job at McDonald's. I don't have... Bruno Mars.
I'm sure you're slipping all over the place on the grease with those leather shoes.
Oh, my God.
It's like you could ski with those.
I go to my closet. I got nothing. I do have a pair of leather brown dress shoes, like from the 50s type, lace-up businessman, 50s, hard as rock, with the leather that I wore for my 9th grade graduation. So now my foot has grown 2 sizes since then, but it's the only shoe I have that's leather on the bottom, so I stuff my feet into these horrible leather dress shoes with a heel and everything, and they're not broken in. I wore them once at graduation, standing there covered in polyester with the hat on, leaning over the grill, and I got fucking Ken coming up there and go, where's your smock, Carolla? You put the smock on. Well, you don't work the grill without the smock. The smock was a huge piece of plastic that you tied around you.
God.
I sweat on my brow, dropping onto the thing.
How long did this
over.
job last? I can't imagine you being there for too long. But
I was there about 2 months. The only break I got from the grill was doing a sweep and a mop of the dining area, which was brutal because my friends would be coming home from the beach. You know, it was like the summer. They'd be sitting there, and I'd be like pushing the mop by them at 3 in the afternoon.
Toes have probably grown to those. They're all bent inwards.
I was mopping with the mop in front of me and sliding all over the wet floor with my dress shoes, using the mop as a cane to try to hold myself up.
Curling.
I forget.
Oh, dude, that's too fun.
My manager, Ken, was a huge black man with a big mustache. And at some point, he just looked at me. He's like, all right, Carolla, let's see you mop. Let's do a sweep and a mop. Let me watch you. And I was like, okay. I didn't know how to mop. I got the mop, and I was pushing the mop in front of me like I was playing hockey. You know, it was like sort of. But then the leather dress shoes that were not broken in, that were hard leather sole, would hit the wet floor, and the feet were sliding. And I just remember Ken. He was looking at me like he was like standing with his arms crossed, just looking. He was a big dude, and he was like moving his mustache, like, "What the fuck is this white boy? What the fuck is he up to?"
The mop moving
he's like, "Put the mop behind you. Don't walk in the mop floor." And I was like, "I don't know what direction to mop in." And he would always yell at me to put that smock on, and I'd have to play.
We got to make this a movie. This sounds like.
I'd have to play dumb. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, Ken, I forgot to go get the smock.
Get the smock,
but
you
I was
schmuck.
so hot. I mean, look, the McDonald's has air conditioning, but when you're leaning over the griddle for 6 hours, you don't feel any of the air conditioning back there.
You don't feel it in the kitchen,
right? We have them making the egg.
So they do make the egg toll.
We don't know. We don't know.
Well, Chris, to answer your question, yes, McDonald's uses only freshly cracked Canada grade A large eggs in its
there
own
you go.
muffin sandwich.
Look at that.
We crack so many eggs every single day that our crew members have become real experts at it.
I got
In fact,
Wow.
what we
The
thought we'd
hooper.
do today to show you
That's a
our
six
freshly cracked
six
eggs
hooper.
is we're going to actually do
Look at that. You could do 6 in
Dare
one
you,
shot.
Chris.
I mean, that's a McDonald's commercial.
Then you could take that as a press and just press out your sausage.
Oh man,
You could use those hoops as your press.
You'd put all the patties down. They had the freezer right next to the griddle, right? And Ken, big Ken with his big catcher mitt-sized hands, he could reach in and do 7 patties per hand. Like he'd reach down, get 7 patties and go boom, 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 and slap the button at the top. That was the timer. I'd reach down. Ken was like, see how many patties you can do. I'm like, I'm going to do 5 patties, Ken. He said, you can't handle 5 patties, son.
Dude,
I've seen you mop. Like, reach down, get like 3 patties. One would fall out and bounce onto the floor.
I've seen you mop.
It's like he'd go 5, he'd go 7 in each hand. Boom, boom,
Palming
boom,
these
boom.
patties.
Hit the button. The thing would go for like 1 minute. And then the searing light would go off, like, nee, 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 nee. And then you'd see, hit the button again. Minute would go by, the flip. Then the flip button would go off. The light would fire up. Nee, 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 nee. You'd flip them over. Jill. $2.45 an hour.
Every time you say Ken, I can only think of Hands of Gold. I don't know if you remember that episode from Entourage, but Ken was the masseuse.
Oh, yeah.
In Vegas, where I brought him cashews, California cashews.
Right.
Then I find he's like lying in my bed, like, I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Ken? So every time you say Ken, it makes me think of that.
Flashes back to the masseuse.
Yeah.
God, I want one of those.
Yeah. So speaking of that guy going on a diet, so there's this woman who went viral also last week on TikTok because there's an airport in New Zealand that weighs their passengers.
Good.
That weighs their passengers before going on, right? So she freaked out, like, why do you have to weigh me? Well, it turns out this is Air New Zealand, and they said they're just doing this. It's completely optional, and it's anonymous too, but they just take the weight for their own data.
To even out the flight. I mean, you don't want it all lopsided. You want all the weight on one side of the plane.
Of course, that too. But they're just doing it to just collect data. They're only doing it for like a month or so just to see how much their passengers are weighing and get an average there. But people are kind of freaking out about it, having to step on a scale before their flight.
Oh, who gives a fuck?
Everyone's so sensitive about their weight. You know, it's just like
well, can I say this? We're living in a time where fat is beautiful, and all the ladies from Dove are Tubalards and coming in all different shapes, but they're all being celebrated and beautiful. Good fat ass, get on a scale then. Let us celebrate your fat ass. Like, this thing is like, I don't want to be weighed, and Lizzo should be celebrated as a beauty queen. Well, then which is it? Like, what are we uptight about? Then if this is to be celebrated, and there's fatties and the Sports Illustrated swimsuit edition, like, we're celebrating fat asses. So get on the scale, fat ass.
There was a carnival game where like a guy would guess your weight or your age, and then if you like got it,
there was a trick to that.
Yeah, there's a trick.
I think there was a weight underneath the boardwalk or something. I don't know. There's a trick to that.
Yeah, but there's like you can't do that now. My God.
No. But also, I think you could look at someone and get an idea of what they.
That's the trick.
What they weigh.
The physicals.
Yeah. So this is good. You guys ever been on a flight where they're like, we're overweight on this flight?
I have been on a flight where they go, we need some passengers to move to the other side of the plane to even it out.
Or one fat guy.
Yeah,
Frank, come here.
Move that big guy.
If you're the fat guy, you can just feel all the eyes on you.
Well, he's the reason we got to move to the other side of the plane. We need 4 guys to move because of that one guy.
I've been on. Now, these are like smaller, proppy, kind of commuter-y, whatever, but I've been on a flight where they're like, we are overweight. Who wants to volunteer to leave their bag back at the airport?
Oh,
yeah, right.
And everyone's like, no one's doing it. And then they're like, well, then we're going to open up the cargo hold and we're randomly pulling one off or 2 off or 3 off. But whatever. Look, you can raise your hand and get a voucher, or you can all sit there and we're just going to go play Sophie's Choice with your fucking the luggage. Wow. And they'll pull off like 4 bags, and you'll just be going, all right, there's like 50 people on the plane. What are my odds here? But we're going to find out when we get to where we're going that your bag ain't here. And they'll put on the next flight or whatever. But then you sit around and you think, so wait a minute. We're flying at the maximum weight this flight can be at, minus a couple of pieces of Samsonite, scary. Like some fucking tube socks and sweatpants, like I and a toothbrush. I don't feel great about being at the maximum amount we can fly, but that's how it works. Yeah. Sorry.
Maybe you take the voucher.
Yeah, maybe take the voucher and get off the flight yourself. So there's that 6th Street Bridge in L.A. Oh my God! So remember, there's all these stories when it first opened. Everyone's doing like the donuts and doing all the street racing on it. All the parties.
Yes.
All for the social media stuff. Well, a 17-year-old boy just died there last weekend, saying he was climbing up the bridge, and he was trying to share it on social media.
Yeah.
And fell off.
My favorite part about that bridge and about all the sort of government related, like, here's what we're doing. You know, we're building a bullet train. It's gonna go from Sacramento right into San Francisco to get there in 9 minutes and whatever. They always do the artist rendering.
Yeah,
and the artist rendering of that bridge shows a bunch of happy couples pushing strollers and blooming flowers. And
it's utopia.
And there's a mime over there and a guy painting street, and this guy's selling churros. The actual version of it, graffiti, gangbangers doing donuts and Dodge Chargers, and 17-year-olds falling to their death. Like, that's what it is. But the artist rendering of it, it's utopian. It's beautifully lit, safe, couples strolling together arm in arm, and then that. Because the thing about what I've realized about like L.A. is we can no longer have nice things. They will be ruined. We cannot have a nice bridge. It will be tagged. Yep. Somebody will jump off it. Somebody will do donuts in their Dodge Charger. Like, we can't have nice things anymore. Everything's got to be shit in LA because everyone's just a fucking animal in LA. And then people they do all this stuff. They go like, well, in Amsterdam, they have public bathrooms. I'm like, that's Amsterdam. They have normal people.
We're a bunch of animals.
We're a bunch of fucking animals that broke out of prison. We don't know how to have nice things here. But believe me, well, whatever your European utopia in Luxembourg, they have housing that's subsidized by the government and people live. Yeah, let me take some of the people that graffiti the fucking bridge 10 minutes after the concrete's dry. I'll move them to Luxembourg and let them hang out in your utopia for 20 minutes and then tell me how great the plan is, douche.
It's not the fact that you have them. It's your people are better than ours.
Look, everything would work. Everything could be on the honor system. I could open a 24-hour liquor store that just had all the beer and wine and all the Skittles you wanted. And then I don't need anyone to man it. You just tuck the money in. If you buy yourself a 6-pack of St. Pauli Girl, that'll be $12.99. Just put the money into the kitty. Yeah, that's 10 seconds. That's like, you know what LA is? I'll tell you what LA is and who LA is comprised of. LA is two things. Half the people in LA are idealistic douchebags who think everyone's going to do the right thing. Like, oh, so we'll have a shelter for the homeless people, and they can inject themselves safely in a safe zone to inject their narcotics. And everything's going to work. They're shitting in the street and stabbing each other with rebar. Like that's. We have half the people live in Beverly Hills and Malibu, and they set policy for the animals that they don't think are going to act like animals. Like, we'll just have a system. We'll give every student at LA Unified is going to get a tablet. We'll give them a tablet, and then they can catch up with reading and math scores, or they can hack it and watch porn all fucking day. Like that. We have a bunch of ideologues who think people are going to act like human beings. They won't. Here's what LA is. Remember when you're a kid and you go trick-or-treating and there'd be that one house where the people weren't home, but they'd leave the plastic pumpkin outside with all the candy in it.
Take one, please.
Yeah, a little sign there.
Just take one.
Yeah,
just
right.
take one. And you
dumping this whole thing into my
now
pillowcase.
There'd be a group of like 4 or 5 people, and you'd walk up. 3 of them would take one, but the last guy takes the whole pumpkin. He dumps it into his pillowcase. He takes the fucking pumpkin. He shits in it. And he throws it.
I don't think I ever shat in one. I love the word shat.
Shat in a pumpkin. My friends dump the thing, shit the pumpkin, throw it at the garden window on the way out. All right,
man.
LA's only comprised of people who shit in pumpkins. So we can't have nice things. The people in Luxembourg take one piece of candy and leave. It'll work in Luxembourg. It can't work here because we have a bunch of pumpkin shitters.
Pumpkin shitters.
It's true.
These rules work nicely.
Trick or treat. So you've been tricked.
The one candy people, all this stuff works on. The pumpkin shitters, it does not. That's what LA is.
You're supposed to shit in the pumpkins that don't give the treats, though, right? Not the ones that give the treats.
Take all the treats and then,
Group,
like, you're not going to answer your door? Okay.
And then a group of politicians and sort of, well-heeled elite people who don't understand we live in it with an army of pumpkin shitters who are never going to do what you think they're going to do. They're shitting in that plastic pumpkin. That's it. Now, if you would like to set policy based on my pumpkin shitter premise, then we could do shit that worked. Mm-hmm. But we're going to defund the police and we'll put community ambassadors. We don't like the look of armed police officers on the subway in LA. So what we're going to have is subway ambassadors. These are men and women who aren't armed, who are going, good. You know who's in the subway? Pumpkin shitters. What happens when the fucking machete comes out to your fucking ambassador?
Yeah.
Now, you in Malibu who come up with the ambassador idea, you don't ride the subway, and you think this is going to work. But you're living in a town that's lousy with pumpkin shitters.
Yes, no doubt.
And that's why I need your vote.
So is this bridge ruined? Like,
eventually, what we do with this shit is we'll just put up like cement barriers and just go, fuck it. There's $200 million in the garbage, but we live in you put that bridge in Luxembourg, it'd be used right now. But you dropped it in the middle of pumpkin shitting Central, and that's what you got.
Oh man!
Find the rendition of that bridge. It makes me laugh.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. Look at them.
It sure does look nice.
That's beautiful.
There's no gangbangers doing donuts anywhere.
Happy couples, happy families.
Yeah. That's right. No
Having
crime.
A real day.
No nothing. Yeah.
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 Good place to get
Green
rolled.
plans.
I have no... You can't... It's like you ever have that super shitty roommate, you just can't have nice things with that person. Like there's just certain people you could buy them a brand new top of the line Lexus and get back with them in 4 months and just be trashed. Like that's who they are.
There was a house where we would jam at, and then if you left your instrument there, it's like, oh, we'll be back next week, and you could just leave your guitar, your amps there.
Strings are
Every
busted.
time you come back the next week, strings are busted,
The
amps
chunk
not
is taken
working.
out of the-
Yeah, it's like, what happened? Well, it's gone.
We need an actual picture of this bridge and what it really looks like. But yeah, that's it. Yeah. Pumpkin shitter.
I don't think I've ever seen that bridge.
It's new. I mean, it just opened like a year ago. But.
Yeah, it opened a year ago, and originally there was a bunch of street takeovers.
Yeah.
I feel like I saw that art there. The two hands. Is that there or is that?
Here's the whole thing with the takeovers.
Oh, here it is now.
On
Okay.
everything.
All right.
Whole line of pumpkin shitters taking over the bridge.
Getting ready for a car race or something.
Here's the whole thing. Cops no longer can randomly shoot people for no good reason. But you need to randomly shoot someone for no good reason in order to keep the whole takeover thing over.
Yeah.
What'll end that is guys are doing donuts in front of cops now. They're just like, what the fuck are you going to do?
Yeah.
I'll sue your ass if you do anything about this. And that's this. Pumpkin shitting Central.
Well, people figured out that, we have bigger numbers than the cops that are in front of us, so we can do whatever the hell we want.
Yeah.
Well, not only that, what's the cop gonna do? Grab the person who is of another ethnicity than him and like hold him in a chokehold while everyone films it?
I hope your body
and
cam's
every
on.
fucking politician will side with the person that was doing donuts, not the cop.
Yep.
And you're fucked. So they're like, fuck, go ahead, pumpkins.
Go
ahead, PSers.
Couple nice cars on that bridge, though.
You PSers
nice
shit
Ford
all you
there,
want.
all nice Chevy, 57 Chevy.
Yeah, the Jews love their vintage cars. All right, one more.
All right. So Bill Cosby, he faces some new lawsuits now because California has expanded the window for sexual abuse accusers to take action. So this woman, Victoria Valentino, she's 80, former Playboy model. She's
Victoria Valentino?
Wow. Hot name.
Yeah, that's a hot name.
VV. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
She's 80.
She's 80. So she says back in 1969, her and her friend went out with Cosby. Well, first off, she met Cosby initially during an audition, and her 6-year-old son had died right before that. So she was crying, and then she runs into Cosby again, who catches her crying. It's like, hey, let me take you out to dinner, and let me cheer you up. Her friend's there. They go out to dinner, and while they're at dinner, they all take some pills, and she thinks that Cosby fake took his pill, and then gave them another pill, and then she's like, now it's all fuzzy. We're in his car. He takes us to his place, and then the next thing I know, I wake up and he's over my friend, like who's also drugged out, obviously, and just doing stuff with her, and then he comes to me. He orally rapes me vaginally and has sex with me, and then. And she's been trying to accuse him of this, but because of statute of limitations, she hasn't been able to. But now that we've expanded it, Cosby is once again under the gun.
Well, in his situation, it's probably okay to go back that far. But I don't know if it's a good precedence to set that people can go back that far and so many.
Can you imagine every time
with Cosby, you would go, all right, well, maybe with this guy.
Imagine every time Cosby's phone rings, he's just got to stare at it. And
he's
go,
like,
what
oh
the
no,
fuck?
here comes another one.
And then, it always starts with the weird innocuous thing, like it's a guy, it's a lawyer or something. Bill, how you doing? Good.
I don't know how to tell you this, but
is the wife around, or you're alone? Like whenever
you might want
somebody
to sit down.
Did you check Twitter yet?
Whenever anyone asks you if there's anyone else in the room when you're talking on the phone, whatever comes after that's bad.
Not good.
no.
That's bad.
Not good.
Yeah. What's the fucking wife's name? Shit. Camilla. Yeah. So if anyone ever calls, I'd like to get Bill Cosby's personal number just to call him, just so I could, like, twice a week, I'd just call him and go, "Hey, Bill, is Camilla around? She in the room?" No.
Yeah.
Oh, she's at the mall. Okay, good.
It's like, oh fuck, Jesus.
Okay. How you doing, buddy? And then there's some small talk after that, which is weird because now you want him to get to.
Yeah.
How you doing? Yeah. So that was his thing. His thing was Quaaludes. I don't know why that was
that the
thing.
drug? He wasn't roofing it. It was Quaaludes.
It was probably Quaaludes back in the day.
Well, they were great back in the day.
Oh,
my God.
You remember those days.
Oh, I remember those, yeah.
They,
Lemon 714.
714.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the number on the pill.
Yeah.
Yeah, he just said, take this pill and it'll, quote, make you feel better.
I got to tell
Well, if you stayed awake during it, they were fun. But they can knock you right out instantly if you're...
The best advertisement for a Quaalude ever is like, I remember being like 14 going like, whoa, what's a Quaalude like? And they're like, it's like a 6-pack and a pill. And I was like, oh, that sounds awesome. That's the best advertising for a pill ever. It's a 6-pack pill?
Yeah. It's more like a 12-pack though, man.
Did you take one back in the day?
I did, yeah.
And it knock you out?
Yeah, I'd just be floating around town. Like.
I didn't even know what they were for legitimately. It was...
Yeah, I guess for sleep maybe, but... Or
they don't make them anymore, or maybe you can get them in Mexico or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I've never seen them.
But Quaaludes were a thing. It was obviously Cosby's like weapon of choice, allegedly, and that's what he did. But he didn't have to because he was Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby was a huge star.
Yeah.
And was since the 60s. So it just goes to show that these guys' things are their things. They're not using it to get laid. It's part of the fetish.
Yeah, their pattern. So you're going to love his spokesperson, Andrew Wyatt.
Oh,
so,
Andrew calls.
Love this guy.
Is Camille around, Bill? No. Okay. Why don't you just have a seat? Let him talk for a minute. Yeah.
So he's of course Cosby's denying all of this, and his spokesperson, this is his quote: "What graveyard can Mr. Cosby visit in order to dig up potential witnesses to testify on his behalf?
Wow.
America is continuing to see that this is a formula to make sure that no more black men in America accumulate the American dream that was secured by Mr. Cosby."
Playing the race card.
And so Victoria is now even more upset. Like, why are you playing the race card? She's actually commenting on that too. She's like, yeah, of course this has nothing to do with race, but playing the race card.
But there is a point about going back that far in history. There are... a lot of the people that may have been there are dead now. So, I mean, it gets where and memory's a little fuzzy at this stage. And is that really the way it went down?